There are many challenges facing the CWU in this coming year. The first thing is, of course, our people are members of the public as well, and they've got family and friends, and they're feeling the impact of what is effectively a recession. You know, we're seeing nearly 1 million kids on the dole. We're seeing the prospect of a double-dip recession and real problems in the economy, wage levels being depressed. So that is affected as everybody else is in terms of the changes that's happening in the economy. So we're now starting to see the real face of the coalition government. It's one thing to talk about soft capitalism. What does that mean in reality? Well, from April this year, if you start in a job, you now have to wait 2 years if you want to claim for unfair dismissal. Previously, it'd been 1 year. We've seen the attempt to try and derail the Agency Workers Directive, which is now law. And we've seen lots of companies where we've got recognition, setting up separate companies to try and undermine the Agency Workers Directive. And also on things like the National Health Service, we're seeing the effective privatisation of the National Health Service. And we're still waiting to see the bankers being held to account for the mess that they got us in, because that's what we have to remember. So through the TUC and through the Labour Party, the union will be advancing its case that we seek to ensure the protection of our people, not just in terms of the companies in which we work, but in terms of the labour market, because it seems to be that this government want to deregulate the labour market so much that, you know, that workers have no rights. We're already in a country where we have very few rights in terms of employment rights. And this government, this coalition government, is seeking to undermine people's terms and conditions, and that's why we'll be campaigning on those issues, putting the argument that we need a new alternative in terms of economic growth in this country. We need investment in the UK economy. So they're the kind of issues that we'll be dealing with externally, because, you know, our people are also members of the public. But specifically in the sectors in which we're organised, we've got the Communications Bill, which is a green paper that's going to be published shortly, that looks at whole aspects of communication in the UK, and it's a big issue for us in terms of super-fast broadband and other aspects of the Communications Bill. Then we've got the separation of post office counters from Royal Mail, which is taking place, and also the issue of state aid. State aid that's lobbying in Europe to ensure that Royal Mail's state aid is approved. So that enables the historic pension fund deficit to be taken off Royal Mail's books. And this will enable Royal Mail to compete in a liberalised marketplace. So they're big issues for us. But in terms of the union internally, we want to make sure we provide better value for money for the people who are members of the CWU. But we also want to ensure that we get everybody who can be a member of the CWU into membership. So that would be in terms of driving up our membership in areas where people just haven't simply been asked to be a member of the CWU, but also looking outside in different telecommunications companies, financial services and postal companies. 6 million people volunteer each week to be members of a trade union. So unions still have relevance and value. And the CWU has relevance and value, whether that's in your place of work, but also in terms of campaigning around those issues that affect everybody in the country. Britain needs strong unions. We need your continued support of the CWU. We are a strong union, and we are a strong voice.